Să facem un compliment sincer. Sigur nu e nicio schemă în spatele acestui compliment. Fugi! Fugi de lângă domnul ăsta, e periculos! Ce-i prostia asta, mă? Invită-l la casă să se spele pe cap. Bă, adevărul e bogăție dacă ai apă caldă în București. Salut internet! Bine te-am găsit sau regăsit pe canalul meu de YouTube. Naratifan aici. Sper că ai o zi bună, seară, noapte și că ești ok. Astăzi continuăm seria noastră Super Seducer, jocul care ne arată cum să nu ne comportăm în societate și cum să ai un comportament manipulator, să fii misogin și să fii și psihopat. Continuăm odiseea noastră la capitolul 4, Girl sitting in a coffee shop. In your local coffee shop, a pretty blonde lady is sitting and reading. Can you make yourself more interesting than the book and get her number? Goal, phone number. Să luăm numărul de telefon. Asta e o misiune. Sună o misiune imposibilă, dar hai să vedem. Poate reușim. Poate reușim să luăm numărul ca un om normal. Că tot ce ne prezintă jocul ăsta este anormal. Ask if someone is using that chair, then sit with her. Cheeky. Ask her opinion of what to get as a present for your female friend. Sit down and ask. Tell her you've read that book and he dies in the end. Stay standing and ask what she's reading. Doamne ferește. Care pare o opțiune mai normală. Asta cred că pare. Hai să vedem.
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Cool. What are you reading there?
Kafka.
Kafka.
Oh, tare.
This philosophy, right?
There is some philosophy in it. Yeah.
Nice. I always hear Kafkaesque.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm not even really sure. I think it has to do with philosophy.
That's cool. Interesting. Anyway, nice choice of book.
Thank you.
My name's Richard, by the way.
Brenna.
Nice to meet you.
This is not great, not so engaging, and you're kind of looming over her.
E bine men, e ce ar face un om normal. What else? Ask what else she does apart from reading. Hai mă să join.
So do you mind if I join you for a few minutes?
Go ahead.
Cool.
Săraca
So I'm Richard,
s-a
by the way.
speriat.
I'm Brenna.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's very important to sit down when you're talking to someone that is sitting down.
Asta
Otherwise,
face
you're
un
just
om normal,
standing
man.
there, looming over them, looking weird. So, well done for choosing that. It's the right option.
Find about her. Use books as a way to show off. Ask whether she comes here often. Say that her hair is kind of nice and transition to invite her back at your house. Ia mă să vedem ce se întâmplă dacă suntem alpha male. Doamne ajută.
You know, I like your hair. It's nice color and long.
Thank you.
But
Cea mai
just one
retardată
thing, I think
opțiune.
it would look really, really good if maybe you washed it and conditioned it and stuff.
Excuse me.
You know, like get some shampoo, some
Faci și niște mansplaining frumos. Da.
Use that in the morning, so it would look
Foarte bine.
lustrous,
Well, that is a helpful tip.
like mine.
I will.
Lustrous.
Yes, I will.
Listen, it just so happens that I live quite nearby, and I've got this. What is it? You know, Aveda, very nice shampoo.
Never heard
so
of it.
you could come back and I'll wash your hair. You know, like they do when you go for a haircut and you kind of lean back and but actually in the shower.
Ce prostia asta, mă? Invită-le la casă să se spele pe cap.
It's great. Aveda, it's all natural.
Bă, adevărul
Are you
e...
inviting me to your house to wash my hair?
Yeah.
E bogăție
Great.
dacă ai
That's what
apă
it
caldă în
looks like. I've got
București.
hair dryer,
This is a
hair
first.
brush.
A first for me, but
Very close though.
I'm sure it's tempting.
Să zici,
But
bă,
but
tăperia
no.
asta, bă, cum
gonna
să zici
pass.
așa ceva?
A hard pass.
Well, I mean, we can do it another
Fugi!
day.
Fugi de lângă
I
domnul
think I'm
ăsta, e
just going
periculos.
to have a hard pass indefinitely.
I don't really understand that hard pass indefinitely, but I guess it means that you want to meet me again soon. So I'm going to take your number, because I see you've got a phone. I'll call your phone now and see it ring so that I make sure it's the right number, and then we can meet another day.
This is actually my phone that I use in foreign countries, so it's got the wrong SIM in it, the wrong SIM card. I'm sorry.
Fugi! Cheamă paza! Cheamă paza! Cheamă paza, mă! Gonește-l!
And then call my number
Nu mai
from
sta!
Skype.
Bă, ce creepy e omul! Bă! Pleacă, mă, de acolo!
No?
No.
Salvează-te!
Well, you know, we'll meet again, right? If it's meant to be,
Maybe.
then we will bump into each
If
other.
it's meant to be.
Who knows where, who knows when.
Fair enough.
Doamne
Again.
ferește!
Okay, so that's one of my favorite moments in the game, and you know, it does show a good positive trait, which is persistence. And in reality, maybe she would have broken and started laughing and actually liked you, but there's a point where you need to say, okay, I respect this girl. She said no to me, you know, 22 times. I think that's enough. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to go now, but just wanted to say, you know, you're wonderful, you're lovely, and it was a pleasure to meet you. Bye-bye, have a good day. And you go, and that's it. That way, you're leaving in a nice, gentlemanly way, creating a bit of a better impression. So try and aim for that, although, you know, it's one of my favorite choices, like I said.
Mă doare capul deja. Mă doare capul.
And you normally read
Am ales o opțiune cât de
philosophy?
cât normală.
No. I mean, I think, well, in every book there's a little philosophy. I'm not a huge Kafka fan. I was just in Prague recently.
He's from Czech Republic. Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's where his house is.
I didn't know actually.
Yeah. Well, if you go, they'll talk about Kafka. So
Nice. And what else do you like to read? Do you like
I generally read
fiction, non-fiction?
fiction and like 20th century American lit,
Okay. Who's that? Mark Twain or something?
like Salinger, or maybe I just recently read a novella called A Day No Pigs Would Die. It's really
A Day
nice.
No Pigs Would Die.
Yeah.
That's like when everyone's vegetarian or Muslim.
Well, I won't spoil it, but you're on the right track.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Yeah. What do you
Cool.
read?
I read a lot of different stuff. So I like
Loren.
business, biography, psychology, philosophy too, and I like
Jordan Peterson.
old English classics and Russian classics.
Russian classics, such as
Tolstoy, Dostoevsky,
You
all,
like
all the
Tolstoy?
usual stuff. Yeah, I think he's a great writer. And obviously in translation maybe it's different, but
Băi, până acum e normal, omul. Ce s-a
still
întâmplat?
very cool.
what about Bulgakov?
Yeah, Master Margarita
Yeah,
and
like
stuff.
Bulgakov.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I like Russian lit.
Nice one. That's good. We have something in common already.
Yeah, I guess so. We do.
Și acum vine explicația.
Correct. It's important to always focus the conversation on the girl as much as possible, because then it's just going to be more interesting for her.
So, how are you able to be free in the middle of the morning on a Thursday?
Well, I do have a job, but it's kind of from the laptop, from home, or from anywhere.
I'm a YouTube scammer, that's my
it's like
job.
internet stuff, and with
Zi-mă că e
America,
scammer,
so
zi-mă adevărul,
in
fii
Europe, I
sincer.
need to wait until they wake up and whatever, so
Right.
I'm kind of free. And
Yeah.
then can be working at home, lying in bed, lying on the balcony, generally lying down, working.
That's
So
nice.
that's cool. And how about you? How come you're not at work now?
Well, I work at the university, so I have kind of an unusual schedule. I have some free time during the day, and I work in the evenings.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nici nu o să citesc asta, că mă doare capul de câte căcațuri sunt aici. Find out whether she loves her job or doing it just for money. Say you didn't go to university and that's a waste of time. Bă, nu-s de acord cu asta. Că eu sunt la facultate și încă fac. Sunt la doctorat, deci mergem pe asta, că pare cea mai
So you teach
normală.
at the university. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And tell me, do you actually like what you do, or you do it just for money?
No, I really do like what I do.
Great. You feel like you're making a difference in people's lives and all of this?
Yeah, I actually do. I feel like what I do is important, and that the information I convey will be valuable to these people, and to my students.
That could be true because I still remember my teachers from primary school and in secondary school. I don't know if you're the same, but did you like the subjects most where the teachers were good? And then later, maybe you weren't even interested in that subject. So a good teacher can just change the whole course of someone's life.
Absolutely. And like looking back and thinking, what years of school are your favorite? It's like, well, whatever year you had the good teachers, because what you learn is kind of irrelevant.
And you're a good teacher? They like you?
I think so. I hope so.
That's
I
cool.
try.
No, I like it, to be honest, because it's very rare. You know, most people just do their job for money and then they come and moan about it and they hate it. So it's good to meet someone like you who actually enjoys what they do and is making a difference.
Thanks.
This is a nice thing that you can ask anyone, so well done for picking this. It's the right option, and it can always lead to an interesting conversation. Whether she's into a job, she can tell you why, or she's not, and she can tell you something else that she's passionate about.
And what's your subject? What do you teach?
Deci orice întreb trebuie să ducă într-o zonă. Trebuie să fie o schemă când vorbești cu cineva. Tot timpul trebuie să urmărești ceva, asta te învață jocul ăsta.
Quite a few different themes. For example, we kind of started with an overview of American values, which was really interesting.
Like freedom and stuff, yeah?
Things like that, and even more so, for example, an interesting one is how Americans relate to the future. Like it's something we feel like we can control in some sense. And
like Back to the Future, the movie.
I don't see how, I don't know what you mean.
Okay, but Americans think that they control their own destiny, kind of, yeah?
Ok, ce mai avem? Ask what exactly that is. Suggest it about inventing donuts and burgers. Make her feel good about her job. Challenge her to explain why is this important. Hai mă să exprimăm puțină asertivitate. Sper că asta e, dar cred că o va duce total într-o zonă ciudată și cringe și manipulatoare ea.
Wait, American culture, isn't that kind of a contradiction in terms? Like, what are you teaching? Like, here we invented the hamburger in 1940 or something like that.
Well, there really isn't a question of whether or not we have culture. We certainly do. You can look back through history, and yes, maybe ours isn't as long, but to say that, but to say that American culture doesn't exist is to argue that Western culture has really had no influence, even in Eastern Europe, let's say.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff, but wouldn't it be better that they learn something else? Because, like, if you're going to teach about America, teach business or technology. Because what's culture? Like, what? Tell me. Like, what is the artists, the authors? Like,
it doesn't even matter who the artists and authors are. What's important is that we have our own perspective on the world, and that in order to interact successfully with us, so if you're a business person, if you want to interact successfully with an American business person, you need to understand what their daily life looks like and kind of how they perceive the environment.
Okay. Cool. So it's like when you're learning about business in China and you have to, you know, give your business card with two hands.
Quite literally, yes.
All of that stuff.
This is the same thing.
Got it. Okay, so it's not really teaching about history and art and whatever else. Okay, nice one. Well, that's very useful because actually American culture, like modern culture, is what leads the world, right? We all kind of follow.
If you can challenge someone, get them to prove themselves to you, and then approve of them, validate them, it has a powerful
Cumva am spus, e o schemă în
effect.
spate.
It's
E o schemă manipulatoare în spate la
I
orice.
really enjoy my job, but there is this one little thing that's very frustrating for me. I've got this problem where I can't print all the copies that I need, but I want my students to all have their own copy to take home, but then I have to go to the printer like every day, and it gets kind of expensive. So what do you think I should do?
Fii sincer, hai.
Look, to be honest, did you see that girl that just walked by? Yeah, she's gone now, but she had like amazing long legs and just the perfect
oh my god
on there, and
ce retardat.
she looked back and winked at me or something, like smiled, and I was
Bă, ce răspuns
totally distracted.
tâmpit, Doamne.
Anyway, give me a second to chill, hang on. So, right, something about work, yeah? Problem at work?
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
It's not important.
She was unbelievable, to be honest. No. Okay, but that's cool. So problem at work, but otherwise all good in your life.
Yeah.
The lesson here is that there's one thing being honest, which is, saying actually that girl distracted me. And then there's another when you're going into all the detail and being kind of dirty. Girls just aren't ready for that.
Ah, well, that's bad. So I guess you don't have enough papers for the students and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, that's part of it.
I guess you can ask for more allowance or get them to share, but yeah, it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, you weren't distracted by the sexy chick that walked by, and that's something that, you can use out there. Well done for paying attention and getting the right response.
So you got your teaching thing, and what else is important in your life? What else do you love to do?
I really love dogs, and I love to travel.
Travel?
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you travel a lot?
I've traveled quite a bit these last couple of years especially.
Nice. And where are some places you've been?
In Europe, I've been in Prague, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia.
Nice. All of Eastern Europe and kind of former USSR, yeah?
Yes.
Nice. And tell me, what's the absolute best place you've seen? If people who have never travelled anywhere say, where's the best place that I should see? Where is it?
I would actually say that you should go to the United States and go see the Grand Canyon. It's amazing.
Nu vino, frate, în
I can't
România.
do it justice with words, but it's wonderful.
Okay.
În București, yeah. Tell her about your experience about the Grand Canyon. Bă, hai să fim, asta sună un răspuns normal. Dar sigur are în interiorul lui acest răspuns ceva manipulator și ceva foarte, cum să zic eu, cringe. Hai să vedem.
I actually went to the Grand Canyon a few years ago. Drove in the car from LA, and I think they have a limited number of people they let in, which is quite good. You know, it's not full of hotels and Burger Kings and stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's quite protected.
There's quite a few. Yeah, it's a national park, so it's very protected.
And we went before sunset, saw the sunrise, stayed there all day, watched the sunset, stayed overnight, and then went back. So it was, very, very beautiful. I'd like to go back.
Yeah.
This is okay because it's kind of connected to the subject, but it's not the best answer because you're talking about yourself and your own experiences, and it would be more interesting to her. There'd be better connection if you kept it focused on her.
Cum v-am zis, manipulare. Manipulare.
No. I've run out of things to say.
Asta pare un răspuns normal.
You know, I hate awkward silences, but the good thing is that's only because we don't know each other too well, so won't have any when we're great friends, right?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
This is not an absolute rule, but in most cases it's correct, so well done.
And tell me some things you like to do for fun.
Well, as long as I can remember, I've always loved playing volleyball, so that's something I try to do whenever I can.
Nice. I played it at school. They had it in my school, but since then I didn't. But I go to Barcelona a lot and they play on the beach. Do you play beach volleyball?
I will, yeah.
Oh, very
in a
nice.
pinch.
Are you very good?
Yeah.
You can do that where you jump and smash it down? Cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's harder on the beach because the nets are higher, but yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it's
Băi,
a cool
pare
hobby.
normal,
Anything else you do?
Yeah, probably the thing I do the most is study Russian for hobbies.
Ce hobby interesant. Tell her it's stupid and that Putin is evil and the Russian are just vodka drinking idiots. Tell her you fail miserably with languages. That will compliment her choosing a tough language to learn. Show off by telling her about all the languages you speak. Să facem un compliment, auzi. Compliment. Să facem un compliment sincer. Yeah. Sigur nu e nicio schemă în spatele acestui compliment.
Russian?
Yeah.
Ah. You know, I meet loads of people that speak, French, English, obviously Spanish, German. But Russian, it's really rare to meet someone who speaks Russian. It's pretty cool. How come you chose that?
I don't really have a good reason. When I was in high school, I did a I had the opportunity to do a study abroad, and my choices were France and Russia, and I didn't want to go to France, so I went to Russia, and then I just never quit.
Mm. I actually like that you chose something tough and that you stuck with it. And, you know, like I said, most people take the easy options all the time, so it's interesting and cool that you did that.
Thank you.
Nice one. You know, when a girl has something that is a real talent, something that she should be proud of, something she's worked hard on, that's the kind of thing you don't want to tease her too much on. So, you know, say well done, say you respect that, and say why, and then go deeper into it, because, you know, you need to find out why she would do that, why she was interested, what would make her spend the time on it. And it's going to lead to interesting conversation, make her feel good as well.
I noticed you have an accent. Do you mind if I ask where you're from?
England, actually.
Whereabouts?
Was born in London, but actually, you know what? When I was young, I lived in South London, and they have a strong accent there. It's like South London and things like this. But because I travelled a lot and I moved, I've lost most of my accent. But do I still sound British to you?
Yes, very much.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Talk about how foreigners perceive English people and ask about how people react to her as an American. Bă, ăsta e un topic interesant. Ia să vedem.
So you like the English accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, most people like it. They say it's kind of sexy, but maybe that's just when I speak it. But it's quite interesting actually being English, because in some places like America, we have a very good reputation. And then some places like Spain, where all the English people go and kind of party and like the hooligans go drinking and stuff. So their reputation's quite bad. But how do you find it being an American and traveling?
It depends on where you're at, but I guess generally people have kind of negative stereotypes about the United States and Americans, but I don't know. It seems that a lot of people are willing to take you and judge you individually and not.
That's good, right?
Put on a bunch
of,
yeah.
We're lucky. We don't have any real racism or anything really bad against us almost anywhere we go, right?
Yeah, that's true.
This is the right choice, and it's always interesting to talk about cultural differences so it can lead to some nice conversation.
Numai scheme în jocul ăsta. Say you like her and you want to see her again. Ask for her number. Ask what she likes to do in her free time. Say that you think she's incredibly brave and you want to take her on a date. Mă, să vedem asta.
Well, listen, I hope you don't find it forward of me, but I just think you're stunning and I want to take you on a very romantic date. Dinner, candles, the whole works.
That's really sweet, but unfortunately I actually am kind of seeing someone.
Room, is it very serious? You're going to get married?
Trebuia să te oprești acolo.
Maybe room for a little, you know, trial date, and if it goes well...
Trial date? Man,
no, I don't think so.
Nu există așa ceva, pleacă.
Okay, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. It's great to meet you, and I'll go and cry. No, I mean, I'll go for... No, it was okay. All right, see ya.
Bye.
It's too early to make that kind of move. That's why that didn't work.
Parcă mai devreme spuneai că trebuie să faci asta. Acum spui că e prea early, nu? Ce faci, man? Parcă unde zice că ești alfa, calea. Hai să fim acum un om normal, să încercăm. Cu toate că jocul ăsta nu...
What do you like to do in, I don't know, for fun, like in the evening? Because you study Russian and whatever, but do you drink, dance, anything else?
All of the above, yeah.
Yeah? At the same time?
When the mood strikes, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I like going out sometimes, cocktail bars, different bars. Do you smoke shisha?
Hookah.
Yeah, hookah you call it in America, right?
Yeah, I have from time to time. I'm not a huge fan, but...
I quite like it. They say it's really unhealthy, but...
It seems unhealthy.
Once a month. But you don't cough after it, so therefore...
It's healthy?
Yeah. So we need to do it sometime, like shisha, hookah, cocktails, and then dancing.
Oh, maybe.
When you want to transition to seeing someone again, it's very good to build up a picture of the kind of things that they do, the way they spend their time, because you might find a mutual connection. You find that you share some activities, or that you do some things that she wants to do, she does some things that you'd like to try, and then it makes it very easy to then go on and suggest the date from there and take the number.
And do you have any other outdoor, like, active stuff you like to do? You
Yeah.
said volleyball, but anything else?
Yeah, I grew up in the country, so I really enjoy a lot of nature activities. I like hiking and I love fishing.
Fishing?
Fishing, yeah.
A girl who likes fishing?
It happens. Yeah,
Wow.
we exist.
That's interesting. I've never done fishing, but I love the outside as well, you know, walking in parks or hiking if you've got somewhere like that. How about bicycle?
I like that too.
Yeah. Well, that's something else we could do one day, like take some bicycles, ride out somewhere.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Cool.
Run the... Mama, hai să vedem. Run the cube routine, ia. Ce e asta, mă, că asta n-am mai auzit. Schema cubului. Asta e ca aia, cum zice, schema din Berceni, schema din Berceni, ia.
Are you interested in psychology?
Yeah.
Have you ever done this psychology test called the Cube? Alright, it's really interesting. Do you want to do it just right now? It takes like 1 minute and it will tell you all about your personality.
Sure.
Okay, so close your eyes and I want you to imagine that you're in some place, there's like a landscape, anything you like, and in that landscape there's a cube somewhere. And describe to me what the cube looks like.
Okay, it's silver.
Yeah.
It's floating.
Okay.
It's small, like the size of a die.
Okay. Cool. And then somewhere in relation to the cube is the ladder. Can you describe the ladder?
Okay, it's green. It's one of these ladders, not one of these ladders.
How big is it?
Like 3 times the size of a person.
Okay, pretty big. And then somewhere in this scene there's a horse.
Okay.
And can you tell me like what it's doing and what it looks like and stuff?
It's grazing. It's a paint.
Okay.
And it looks very healthy.
Is it close to the cube or not?
It's probably 30 feet from the cube.
Okay. And somewhere there are some flowers. Tell me about the flowers.
The flowers are by the horse. The horse is eating the flowers.
Ah, that's interesting. And the final thing, somewhere there's a storm. Where is it?
In the distance, near the mountains.
Very
Care-i
good.
schema,
Alright,
man?
open your eyes.
Hai să
So
vedem.
this tells you, this tells me about your character. So the cube represents your view of yourself, and if it's very big, it means you've got a huge ego. But it's quite small, so it means you're quite humble. But then it's silver, so you think, you know, you have that self-confidence that you've got something, you know, special and
Zice un
a little
bullshit
bit
total
shiny,
acum,
and
sunt
that's
sigur.
good.
Asta
And
o să
then
fie
the ladder
explicația.
represents your
Că trebuie să
ambitions. So the fact
spui
that
ceea ce
it's
crezi tu, nu
quite
știu.
big and bigger than the cube and not like
Vedem
under it or
după ce
whatever
ne
else
explică
means
domnul.
that you have quite big ambitions. So the horse represents your man. So it was quite good that he's healthy and, you know, looks good and that he's nearby, right? He's not far away, which would mean he's not on the horizon or anything. And then the flowers represent your children that you're going to have in the future. So it's good that the man is near them, that he's not like an absentee dad or something, right? But a bit strange that he's eating them. So I don't know what to think about that. The final point is positive as well. It means that you have a sunny disposition because your problems are represented by the storm and it's in the distance. You know, some people have the storm overhead and it just means that they've always got problems or that at that moment they're in a dark period in their life. So does it sound pretty accurate?
Yeah,
Cool.
that's very cool.
This is quite interesting. It's a psychological game. There's a book on it and a lot of pickup artists have used it.
Schemă de manipulare.
It's quite an interesting psychological test. Again, like the reason it's not
Nu
the
cred că
best
există
choice
un
is it's
test de
better if you can do
psihologie așa.
without it. But if you'd like some, you know, little tricks and tools that you can carry around with you and use when necessary, this is okay and you can use it. So it doesn't destroy anything, but I'd say it's not the best option.
Ai unelte, what the fuck, man? Ești robot să ai nevoie de unelte când vorbești cu un om. Vai de capul meu. Nu. Asta nu. Suggest her going hiking together sometime and take her number, yeah.
So you like hiking and outdoor stuff, and the weather's pretty good at the moment. So one day we could take a little trip, or I don't know, meet in the evening. Anyway, lots of stuff. We've got lots of stuff we could do together. So why don't you give me your number and we'll arrange something.
Mission accomplished.
Exactly right. It flows very smoothly to find something that you both like and then suggest doing that as the reason to see each other again. It's way better than just saying, hey, give me your number, or
Băi, și mie
hey,
dacă îmi place, mă, să mă plimb pe munte și să fac hiking. Mie dacă îmi place să fac hiking. Man, poate chiar vreau și eu să fac hiking. Pa, mă. A goodbye hug and then go for the kiss. Quite coldly and say goodbye and that will be it. I say goodbye, be warm and say how nice it was to meet her. Bă, eu sunt o persoană empatică, hai să
Well, look, I should be heading off, but it was great meeting you. Really cool. Really happy to meet you, and yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye.
Oops, you got right to the end, but this is a little bit too much. Being warm at this point, totally unnecessary, and if anything makes you look like a little bit of a wussy and might make her change her mind about seeing you again.
Așa, mă, care-i problema, man? Casanova, nu știu ce înseamnă
great,
asta.
not so engaging, and you're kind of looming over her.
Nu mai mă interesează recapitularea. Ce să vă zic, dragii mei telespectatori, cam atât pentru astăzi din acest capitol din Super Seducer, din care efectiv, adică are o utilitate jocul, să zic, că te învață să îți dai seama cine are un comportament antisocial și manipulator și n-are, cum îi zice, nicio legătură cu a comunica ca un om normal. Cam asta e utilitatea jocului. Sper că v-a plăcut acest conținut. Nu uitați să dați un like, share și subscribe. Join pe Discord, aveți link în descrierea acestui video. Până data viitoare, nu uitați că perfecțiunea nu există. O zi bună, sau seară, sau noapte. Puuu!